Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to a new video. I'm really excited of bringing you this amazing topic. We are in at mid of September. It's almost October. It's almost Halloween, which is one of my favorite um, celebrations because you can see in the TV like many horror movies. And I don't know, I just like the traditions of this holiday and the custom celebration. Dressing up as whatever villain you want to and whatever. So, anyways, going to the point, I'm gonna talk about in this amazing video. This topic makes me so excited because Freddy Krueger is, before making this video, I was wondering myself, like, okay, which slasher horror movie kind of assassin, killer is my favorite? Because Michael Myers is one of my favorites too. I really like Michael Myers of Halloween, of the Halloween saga. But thinking, okay, if I could choose one, I I would definitely go for, like Freddy Krueger.
Wait! How's this for a wet dream?
The only one that show his face, like, he's the only one that is not wearing a mask or is not in the body of like a possessed doll. Therefore, the actor, that interprets this character, is the same in almost all the saga. In almost all the movies, is the same. And I think, with the exception only of maybe there is another Nightmare on Elm Street movie of the year 2010 that is like a remake with a totally different actor. I remember I went watching this movie with my high school or secondary, no, high school. I went watching the remake of the year 2010 with this totally different actor that I didn't like it at all. And if you're wondering, like, damn, did this woman watch the whole saga? Like the whole, how many movies are there? 5, 6, 7, 8. They are 8 different movies that were made with the same actor, Robert Englund. And I saw all. The only ones that I didn't saw complete was since the 5th, I kind of lost interest, in the movie, because they definitely, and especially after watching this documentary that I'm going to talk about after too, that is, let me check out the name of it. Well, I'm going to put the name of this documentary here. After watching, it is of the year 2010 too, and it lasts 4 hours, and it's a documentary on the behind the scenes of all these 8 movies saga. So the only ones that I didn't see complete was at the 5th. I think I did saw it complete, but I just don't remember everything of this movie. But with the 5th movie, they even state, in this documentary, they admit that they screw it because, they just, I don't know, this movie was, in my opinion, I think it was just ridiculous. The name of this movie is A Nightmare on Elm Street, The Dream Child. But it's just, I don't know, the script is bad. Like, they admit it. In this documentary, they admit they screw this movie. And this movie almost screwed the whole saga with the 6th part that was called A Nightmare on Elm Street, the final, what? Oh no, sorry, the 6th movie, is called A Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy's Death. Like, it means that it's supposedly the ending, the last movie. They planned it that way, but at the end of the day, they choose to go for another last one, the 7th movie of the franchise. And then after, they released the 8th movie of the saga. The 7th was called A Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy Krueger Return, or Freddy Krueger, New Freddy Krueger, or New Freddy Krueger is Alive. I'm gonna put here in a tag what was the name of this 7th franchise. And of course, the 8th movie that I think saw it complete, and and I actually watched it way more times. I watched it, like, I don't know, like, I could watch it again and I will never get bored of watching it. I watched it like around maybe 5 times. I really love it so much. Like, I love the whole saga. I was really thinking about, I was wondering, and I was a little bit indecisive about making a review about this amazing saga, because the root or the origin of Freddy Krueger is not very like nice to know. It's not like very cool. But anyways, it worth it talking about the whole saga. Like, we can just ignore the origin of Freddy. I'm gonna explain you that after, but it really works, like, talking about this saga. It's just amazing because I really like this movie. All the series of movies, the only ones, like, I repeat, the only ones that I didn't like was the 5th is where it literally disappoint, I would say. And it's in the reviews. Like, I'm gonna put you here the IMDb reviews of this saga. The 5th movie really disappointed all the fans, and I didn't knew it. Sorry for this. I didn't knew it I wasn't fully conscient, on how much this movie disappointed the fans until I watched this documentary called Never Sleep Again: The Elm Street Legacy. Because in this documentary is where you realize like how much effort it took them to bring these jewels, to our screens. It's just great. Well, let's start first with the very beginning. Who is Freddy Krueger, right? Well, Freddy Krueger is a character of this movie series, A Nightmare on Elm Street, who showed up for the first time on A Nightmare on Elm Street, or of the year 1984, of the director Wes Craven, who, by the way, he is the director of the Scream movie sagas too. I really like this director a lot. He's director of some other movies, but these sagas are my favorites. And he is the spirit of an assassin, a burned assassin, who used to kidnap and murder childs and teenagers, in the basement, like the basement room of his house. He was, the reboot portrays him as an undead groundskeeper accused of, molesting the, student. This is the origin of him, but after he's killed by the parents, he faced accusations, but the judge didn't find enough proofs to, condemn him to jail, so he released him. But the parents look for revenge, the parents of these teenagers and students and whatever, for their dead kids, and they burned him alive. They buried him, alive till death. He passed away. But while he's dying, a legion of demons, nightmare demons, take over his spirit to possess him, made like a pact with his soul, Freddy Krueger's soul, to possess him and bring him to life, but like in this assassin, shape.
Just tell us what you want, all right? I'm here to help you. You're so
So he used to kill his victims through their dreams, in their dreams. But if he killed them in their dreams, they actually die in real life. His power consists in the fear of his victims. While his victims or targets were sleeping, is when he killed or tried to kill them, and his victims' fear is what made him powerful. The fear is what used to make him stronger, and that's why in all these sagas, the more the guys fear him, or the more the neighborhood talk about him, the more powerful he became. Till in the last sagas, since the fifth till the seventh movie, or the sixth movie is when they start realizing that what feeds him, this evil spirit, because at the end of the day, he's not real. He's not a real assassin. He's like a spirit. He's like a demon that traps them, or get them or catch them, in their dreams. But like I say, if they die, in their dreams, they pretty much did it in real life. Like you can see my face, how fan I am of this saga. It's just great. What was the secret for this man? Like, I mean, in the upcoming videos, I'm gonna imagine all the qualities and values and discipline this, Robert Englund had to have, for keeping his role in the saga. And also, I get to see him in another one called The Mangler. These two movies are the only ones where I have saw him. The whole Freddy Krueger's, A Nightmare on Elm Street saga, and The Mangler too, which is was written and directed by Stephen King. Is one of my favorite horror movie directors. Stephen King is just voila. Anyways, when I saw the Mangler movie, I was like, I know this dude. This actor is familiar to me. I have saw him somewhere else, but I just didn't know where, in which movie. And then I googled the movie, and I saw it's the same guy, So I was curious about, researching about his zodiac sign, his sun sign, his rising, and his moon sign. And he's double Gemini, sun, rising, and his moon sign. This is really interesting. I mean, if you believe in astrology, his moon sign is Capricorn. And oh my god, this is an explosive mix of flexibility, sociability, friendly, adaptable, open-minded, even bisexual maybe, who knows, you never know. Well, anyway, sorry, that has nothing to do with it. I'm just talking about, yeah, like, what do I know about, Gemini, the Gemini people? I'm just basically telling you what I know about Gemini people, right? And this moon, at the beginning, I seriously thought, and I Googled, for some kind of reason, I Googled his name, and I thought he was a Sagittarius. For some kind of reason, I can't remember, I Googled him, and I saw his zodiac sign is Sagittarius, but he is not a Sagittarius. But I thought he was, like, I have always think he was a Sagittarius, because Sagittarius is they love challenge. They're a very challenging zodiac sign. They're very open-minded too. They're very flexible. They're very, empowerated, sociable, flexible, friendly. All the qualities an actor could possibly have for having this role for so long, for doing the protagonism of this main character of this assassin. I like Sagittarius a lot. And also, I think this actor, Robert Englund, I know, dudes, guys, you probably don't give a shit about what I think about this actor specifically, but oh my god, if you ever watched this video though, like, oh my god, you were so attracted. Oh my god, this man, Robert Englund, he was so, like, he has, like, sex appeal. Like, I find him very hot. That's also why I used to know that he was Sagittarius. I mean, I find Gemini hot too, like, very, sexy, friendly, sociable, very open-minded, very perfect. Fuck. But for some kind of reason, I used to know he was Sagittarius, because he has, like, this magnetic personality. Like, he attracts people's attentions like honey attracts the bees, So, I mean, yeah, the mix of Gemini, sun, and rising make him totally open-minded to do whatever, anything that could possibly be done. It makes him perfectly creative, this dude. But his Capricorn's moon sign is very, I know Capricorn is perfectly too, like the palm of my hand, kind of. My older brother is Capricorn, and I have dated a couple Capricorns too. I have had Capricorn's friends, kind of, just a few, but they are very freaking, first of all, they love money, they're very ambitious, they're very hardworking, they're very, like, stubborn when it comes about their goals. Like, I mean, yes, they're very, like, focused on their goals, goal-minded, very strategical too. They're super strategical too. They, build strategies in their heads. They're very organized, they're very ambitious, they love money, they love protagonism. Does it sound something in your head, Robert Englund? They love protagonism, they love being like a king, kind of. Like, they're very similar to Aries, I think. Kind of, they're because Aries sign, they want to be the most important, piece of the chess board, like, yeah, the king. So when you realize that many of the other main characters, like, they just get rid of them, the only main character they kept for more than the first movie was Nancy Thompson, the first actress that shows up in the very first film. I think her name is Heather something. I'm gonna put her last name here. I'm really sorry, Heather, whatever. But it's Nancy Thompson. She's the only one that shows up in the third movie and in the seven. No, yes, in the seven. The other guys, oh my god, they just get rid of them. It makes sense because he was really amazing. I mean, the main character, the most important dude was, of course, Freddy Krueger, because he's the protagonist. But I got the feeling that in his mind, like, I mean, come on, Robert Englund, let's be honest. Like, I feel in his ambitious mind, he accommodated, like, the chess pieces for he to be the only remaining character in almost all the franchise, I don't know how he convinced of manipulate, like, the whole production in order for he to be the only kept actor, the franchise. That breaks my heart a little bit, especially watching this documentary, because like if you pay attention, you realize like, that they get rid. And I got the feeling that what they got in the fifth movie and also in the sixth one, like they tried to fix it something that was karma, because I think it's not very good when the succeed of the whole franchise, like the other guys, has to do on the succeed of the whole franchise. I mean, in this documentary called Never Sleep Again, the Elm Street Legacy of, like I say, the year 2010, like you can realize that they get rid of like the production in general terms. It was so like indifferent with all the cast of the franchise, except for, like I said, Nancy Thompson, Heather Langenkamp. But for example, like in this documentary, like it's really interesting. Like if you're a fan of A Nightmare on Elm Street movies and saga, I really recommend you to watch this documentary. It's very interesting to see how much effort they put in each scene, of all the movies. But like I say, I feel the fifth one was their karma. I feel they stroke girl, they half stroke what they see, because for example, in the third movie, the main protagonist is Kristen Parker, which protagonist was Patricia Arquette. And in the fourth movie, she and her manager couldn't get into an agreement with the production of the movie, and they just discard her. But I think she was a great actress, and she was very special for the film. It was, of course, super, weird, like, I mean, unexpected to seeing the fourth movie of, that was called A Nightmare on Elm Street, The Dreams Master, with a whole different actress, doing the Kristen Parker, personage. But in the fifth movie, with the murder of Greta, this friend of Lisa, sorry, Alice interpreted by the actress Lisa, whatever, I'm gonna put her last name here. Greta, I remember her death in this movie. The first time I watched this movie, I was a kid, First of all, since the first movies were launched, I wasn't even born. I watched these movies at home, with my family. Where, yes, the character of Greta had to use a prosthetic face for she to look like an anorexic. Her character was an anorexic girl that is murdered by Freddy Krueger in a family dinner, but she actually falls asleep. She falls asleep at the dinner, right? So he murdered her, by feeding her in excess, but also, like taking out his intestines, and choking her, like he murdered her in a very disaster way. But I didn't know that. I mean, what she says in the documentary is that she had to wear this prosthetic thing for hours, for a lot of time. She was not allowed to eating, so she was very starving. Since she was dying of hunger, at the end of the day, she decided to eat. And I think the food she got stuck in the prosthetics. Like, I mean, whenever you see the documentary, you are gonna realize how much she suffered, like having this fucking shit in her face. And she says that this prosthetic thing stink because the food was getting rooted inside the prosthetic, Didn't like at all is that this girl suffered a lot and also she mentions that the scene was supposed to be way longer. It was supposed to last too much because they take a while making busy scenes, and she ended up saying that her death scene was way shorter than originally was made.
Bon appetit, bitch. Filet de Barbie.
Nothing but the best for Greta.
Open. Second helping.
Don't talk with your mouth full, dear.
You are what you eat.
And that probably was insulting or like not very good for her. Like it was bad. I mean, I that's not a good thing. Like, I mean, are you kidding me? Like making all this production on her for she to just die like right away. So with all this girl suffering, and also there is the death of Mark of this, like I said, this big movie, The Dream Child. Like his death was also like in the documentary he says that he didn't even knew when he died. Like they planned his death. He died with the special effects. He didn't even act his murder scene. So of course this is not a good karma at all. It's horrible. Like I don't know if this happened. Of course it should happen in some other productions, in a few hopefully, but it's not like a good treat towards the guys. We all know they're not the main characters or the main protagonists. That's not a good karma. So I got the feeling that's why this movie was not that successful. The big one as the previous ones were. And also this actress, the one that plays the role of Greta, mentions that they were building the script on the road, like on the during the production, you know, the movie. So they were like literally improvising the script of the Feet movie, you know. So of course it was not gonna be good. That's it for this video. In a second part, in another video, or we'll talk about the previous movies that were actually my favorite. I couldn't choose just one. To be honest with you, I like the first one. I really love the first one. I really love the second one, the third one, and even the fourth one. I love all the fucking movies until the Feet. There is where I got stuck. There is where I stopped liking these films. But anyways, I hope you have enjoyed all this information, the origin of Freddy, and this little intro about this documentary and my reviews about this amazing saga. Okay, see you on the next time. Please subscribe, leave me your thumbs up, that's very important. Please share it, and send you a big hug and a kiss.